Oh, good. Chucky Schumer. He is yet again sort of capitulating up front, caving up front to Trump. As you all know, there's this shutdown debate going on right now. And so Chuck Schumer was asked about that by Dana Bash on CNN. And let's just say this isn't very confidence-inspiring. Take a look.
You and your fellow Democrats are pushing to add health care subsidies to the funding bill. You're under a lot of pressure, I don't need to tell you, from the base of your party to fight Republicans on something, even if it means, in this case, shutting down the government. Is that what's going to happen?
Look, it's the Republicans shutting down the government. First, these issues are very important to the American people. Healthcare was decimated. People are losing their healthcare. Hospitals are closing. People are losing their jobs. It's outrageous, and the American people can't stand it. But what we are asking very simply is what has always been done in these kinds of budget negotiations, a bipartisan negotiation. The Republican bill is a totally partisan bill with zero input from Democrats, and that's not how to get things done. We had two bills on the floor Friday. Both failed, the Democratic bill and the Republican bill. And that's because there has been no negotiation with the Republicans. There always used to be. When I was majority leader, for 4 years we didn't have a shutdown because we sat down with Republicans. So Hakeem Jeffries and I have now demanded to sit down with Donald Trump because that's the only way to avoid a Trump shutdown. The Republican leadership is listening to Trump and not talking to us.
The president has said he'd love to meet with you. Is it going to happen?
We're ready to meet with him any time and place to negotiate and avoid the Trump shutdown. Right now, it's a Trump shutdown because he won't even talk to us. He won't even consider what the American people want is lowering costs. They don't like his tariffs. They don't like the health care stuff. And when you sit down and say it's my way or the highway, you're creating a shutdown. This is a Trump shutdown unless he sits down and negotiates with us.
If nothing changes, negotiation or not, there will be a vote on the day of the deadline, a week from Tuesday. If nothing changes, are you going to vote no and urge your Democratic colleagues to vote no, which will end with a shutdown?
Look, we hope it doesn't come to that.
But what if it does?
Because everyone knows the American people are on our side, Dana. By almost 2-1, they believe if there's a shutdown, it's going to be caused by Trump.
The answer to this question is yes. Yes. He's not saying yes.
They know how much they want relief in the health care issue, and they know he's not negotiating. So it's up to them, and I hope and pray that Trump will sit down with us and negotiate a bipartisan bill. That's how it's always been done in the past. That's how shutdowns have been avoided in the past.
And if he doesn't, I'm just confirming here, you will vote no. Is that correct?
We are hoping that he will negotiate with us. So far he hasn't, and we've had two bills in the House and Senate, and neither of them have passed. Our Democrats are firm. We need to get something done to relieve the distress the American people are in.
Okay, that sounded like a yes, but you can confirm that, and then I want to move on. Is that accurate?
The bottom line is we must get a better bill than what they have.
Bro, he oozes weakness. He goes on to point out, like, hey, man, we passed some shit, and they do, like, whatever the fuck they want to do anyway. They're, like, cutting pediatric cancer research and stuff like that and making illegal cuts that violate the Impoundment Control Act. And it's like, yes, that point is the exact reason why you need fucking hardcore guarantees and specific things. And if you don't get what you're fighting for, if you don't get protections on healthcare and things of that nature, you absolutely need to shut that bitch down. And as you're shutting it down, say, this isn't us shutting it down, it's him shutting it down. It's not us. This is him 100%. So I like that, the framing of like, hey, this would be a Trump shutdown. 100% go with that. But you have to answer the question. Yes, we will do that to fight for the American people. We will do that. If he is not going to sit down and negotiate in good faith, and he's going to insist on destroying this country every way imaginable, cutting Meals on Wheels, cutting pediatric cancer research, slashing every social safety net program under the sun, cutting NOAA and the NWS so we don't get good weather forecasts anymore. If he's going to insist on destroying everything, well then, we're going to make sure that we fucking hold him accountable. And holding him accountable is saying you're not going to go fucking rogue anymore, and we're going to make sure you can't get dick passed. Nothing is going to get passed unless you fucking work with us and give us what we want. Jesus, just oozing weakness, bro. Now, by the way, in this same interview, he goes on to not endorse Zoran again. He's asked about that, and he's like, oh, we're having conversations. And Dana's like, okay, but you're going to support him, right? And he's like, well, we're going to have more conversations. Jesus fucking Christ. This is supposed to be the leader? This is supposed to be the leader of the Democrats? Absolutely pathetic. The bottom line is, why is Chuck Schumer like this? I'll tell you why he's like this. Because he represents the donors and the lobbyists. That's why. He represents the donors and the lobbyists. And the donors and the lobbyists say, hey, instead of a government shutdown, I'd rather have you just give Trump whatever the fuck he wants because that's better for us. That's better for our bottom line. That's better for us when it comes to profits and money and greed. And so that's why he's doing it. And also, why are you not endorsing Zoran? The Israel lobby. Chuck Schumer, what was that quote? It was something like, my job is to keep the left pro-Israel. He said some shit like that. So he sees a guy like Zoran who's pro-Palestine and anti-genocide and says Netanyahu should get arrested. And he's like, I'm not endorsing him. Well, guess what? There's a fucking tsunami of left-wing voters coming to fucking take your ass out. If AOC runs against you, bro, you are cooked. You are beyond cooked. All right, but I'm not done. So he also goes on Morning Joe, and they bring up to him like, hey, man, you're not that popular, and the Democratic Party is not that popular, and what do you have to say about that? And here's his reaction.
And one more point on all those polls. Even though Democrats' numbers are low, when you ask people, who do you prefer, a Democratic senator or a Republican senator? We did it in the 6 battleground states, which were +2, +3 overall. So it's not a Democratic or independent survey. 47-39, they prefer Democrats. And in a couple of the races where we have the 2 candidates, we win.
Yes, they're not doing well because you're in the leadership. They're doing well despite the fact that you're in the leadership. This is what he's not going to acknowledge. Look, I've made the point before. The Carville strategy of like, let the Republicans hang themselves and step out of the way and don't say shit. I've made the point. That will work. It'll work in this sense. The Democrats can win by 2 or 3 points in the midterms, right? The question is, do you want to win by 2 or 3, or do you want to win by 14? In which case, you got to fight. You got to fight. You got to lead. You got to stand for something. And so this is chicken shit. This is a chicken shit response from Chuck Schumer. Nothing you did is leading to these Democratic special election victories. It's literally all the horror show of the right leading to Democratic special election victories. The thing is, you should, however much we're winning by, we can win by fucking 15 points more if you actually fucking fight and show that you believe in something. Which leads me to Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem is going to be asked, hey, look, for whatever issues people had with Pelosi, it seemed like she relished the fight with Trump and Republicans, and she was willing to play hardball from time to time. And listen to what he says in response.
When Trump was president last time, Speaker Pelosi, and she was Speaker, Democrats were in the majority, she seemed to relish going toe-to-toe with him on a daily basis. Do you relish the fight with Donald Trump?
I think it's an incredibly important fight for the American people. And I'm just not clear why Donald Trump is backing away from that fight. He agreed to the meeting. We demanded it on Saturday. Leader Schumer and I sent a letter laying out our position very clearly as it relates to government funding and the health care of the American people.
Literally anti-charisma. He has anti-charisma. You sent a letter? Hey, Pelosi relished the fight. You don't seem to relish the fight as much. We sent a letter to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is backing out of the fight or something. Bro, I took a micro nap halfway through his fucking answer. What is this? Yet I got another one. So here he is on CNN. And they're also going to bring up, hey, Democrats right now are not that popular. And here's what he says.
62% of the Democrats want to see the leadership of your party replaced. Do these sorts of polls make you rethink your approach at all? How do you view this?
Well, I think I understand why people all across the country, not just Democrats, are disturbed by what has been happening in this country and the extremism that has been.
That is not what they said. And that's not what the poll said. The poll said they want your ass gone and somebody else in leadership, somebody who knows how to fight, somebody who is aggressive. And he's just dodging and going to a different topic.
Unleashed on the American people. And we are in what I have referred to often as a more is more environment. We just have to continue to do more, to aggressively push back against the Trump administration and push back in a manner consistent with American values. More town hall meetings, more protests, more demonstrations, more speeches on the House floor, more speeches on the Senate floor, more hearings that are led by Democrats on the Hill, off the Hill, of course, more site visits throughout the country, standing up in defense of the American people, standing up in defense of law-abiding immigrant communities, standing up in defense of those who are vulnerable, pushing back against the rise of extremism in this country and the targeting of communities of color. We're in a more is more environment, and we have to continue to do more. What I will say is that in special election after special election after special election, we keep winning.
They're winning despite you being leader, not because you are being leader. You got people running now who are literally saying, I don't know if Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries should be in leadership, which is unprecedented to have people running and saying like, yeah, the leadership of the party that I'm running to be in, I'm not so hot on them. But they're doing that for a reason. They're doing that because they've read these polls. They see the reality. They know these people are feckless. These people are weak. These people are in no position to lead. Like, literally, this is what you get from Hakeem Jeffries. I sent another strongly worded letter. Oh, did you? What did Donald Trump do with that letter? He used it as fucking toilet paper. That's what and he sent it back to you after he used it as toilet paper. This is fucking incredible, bro.
Over the country. Democrats are turning out in record numbers, and we're defeating Republicans.
So in other words, they're going to double down and triple down on this idea of let's just do the get out of the way strategy. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. Get out of the way. Let the Republicans get whatever they want. They're going to destroy the country if you let them get whatever they want. And then people will vote for Democrats. As I said, that is true and that will work. But you'll win by 2 or 3 points and you won't win by 14 points or fucking 18 points. We want to win by 14 or 18. And we want to actually block the fucking harm being done by Republicans. Notice most of the things he listed there when it's saying like what should be done. It's not him doing some shit. It's you doing some shit. Here's what we need to do. You guys need to protest. No, they ask you. You're the Democratic leader. What should you do? And he's like, well, I think you should protest. It's about you. What are you going to do? What procedural tricks do you have up your sleeve? How have you thought through, actual concrete strategies as a Democratic leader in Congress to fight back and to torpedo their agenda? I mean, they have a tiny majority. Like, you should be fucking organizing like crazy. You should be trying to pick off Republicans from purple districts and giving them offers they can't refuse to vote with you guys. But no, it's like he's playing fucking checkers. Again, Pelosi, for all of her flaws, yeah, when she actually disagreed with the right, she would let them know that shit, So here we are. Fucking Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, yet again, it looks like they're probably going to cave. It looks like they're probably going to cave. And Trump's out there saying, I'm not fucking talking to you. I'm not negotiating with you. I don't need you. Fuck yourself. And is Chuck Schumer going to fucking swoop in and save the day? I guess we'll find out together. But the indication at this moment is yes. I think the Democratic base should fucking start calling Hakeem Jeffries and calling Chuck Schumer and saying, don't you fucking dare cave to this monster. Don't you dare. You need to shut this bitch down and blame the right and blame Trump and repeat that 15 trillion times and let everybody know the reason why this is happening is because Trump is shutting the government down because he refuses to even hear any ideas from Democrats when all we're trying to do, as they pointed out, is to not have 742 hospitals shut down, not have 17 million people kicked off Medicaid. Wild, man. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.